YouTube, what is going on? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we got another video here by Gigok. This video is called the shortest anime I've seen. I wonder which anime this is gonna be. It's gonna be an interesting one to see. Let's jump in. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think, and of course, let's enjoy this video. Let's go.
It's 2025 and our attention spans have hit an all-time rock bottom. Remember when 300 episodes of Naruto felt like a walk in the park, and now even clicking on that first episode of a 12-episode series sounds like a commitment? Well, don't worry. Allow me to introduce you to the wonderful world of anime short films. Beautiful little animated packages that even your attention span can manage. Hey, no more scrolling. I don't know why I said that. This isn't even TikTok. As you may or may not.
Yeah, no. Our attention spans have shortened a bit too much. You know, we like watching short form content a lot. I feel like, you know, it's a very interesting thing for us to just watch something that is pretty short. Like, I don't know, you know, like even I think as well, you know, we're at the time where, you know, 22 episodes for some anime is too long. Like, I think I was watching that time I got reincarnated as a slime and I was like, shit, this is too freaking long. I wish it was a bit shorter than usual, but yeah, you know, that's the way of the industry, you know, that's the environment that we created.
No, I just completed my first short anime project myself, and in the process of making it, I watched a lot of anime shorts for inspiration. So, in between me and my team losing our minds working on a movie-length documentary on what it's like making an anime, I thought I'd make a quick video showing some love to some of my favorite short anime I discovered that may or may not have inspired me along the way. Some of them are 3 minutes long, some of them are over 30 minutes long, and all of them can be enjoyed in one digestible sitting. And if that still sounds like too much of a commitment to you, bro, you good? I didn't include music videos from established artists because that's like its own world that I can make its own separate video out of. But before we get to that, I'd like to thank the sponsor of the sponsor of this video.
Let's skip this. Make your money,
Gigok. Is the best for Broca Peace by completing the activities to earn event exclusive. The shrine will be killing motherfuckers in style. Trust me. You'll also be able to explore new stages like a glance at the shrine, an audience with God, and rest in peace by completing the activities to earn event exclusive rewards like exclusive outfits for Broca and Amiya, or the Sancta Mixa Per. So you can read 3 years of your life for 3 minutes.
Damn.
Puparia was an anime short film that was glued on everyone's recommended a few years ago, in a rare case of the algorithm actually rewarding a video that deserves it. It's 3 minutes long, there is no dialogue, and it's one of the purest displays of artistry you can find on this platform, or really just goddamn anywhere. It is just a spellbinding piece that feeds your imagination with some of the most absorbing imagery I've seen. Every color mesmerizing, every expression hypnotic, every frame is a painting. But what captivates me just as much is the story behind it. Shingo Tamagawa was lost, burnt out from the insane grind of the anime industry.
But ain't it crazy that it took him 3 years to make this animation? Like, that's how long it takes to like animate something. It takes a long time, especially if it's one person.
Lost that drive, that direction in life, and was genuinely worried that he was losing his love for art. So he quit. Dropped out of everything and just did nothing.
He got
for an entire year. Went outside, read books, experienced the world around him that would eventually lead to his inspiration for Puparia, a project he decided to do for himself, by himself. No shortcuts, no compromise, no matter how challenging a task that was. And you can feel his emotions bleed through every single second of this. You feel the listlessness in the emotions of all the faces, the atmosphere that exudes this sense of liminality. Let's just pause it for a second. Can we just appreciate that one person drew everything right here?
Yeah.
I get it. I understand. No. I don't think you do understand.
It's very hard.
Processed in a millisecond. Some stranger has poured countless hours into crafting something he wanted to communicate.
3 years, bro. 3 years just for 3 minutes. That's a really, really long time. You know, it's a long time. You don't even understand, because each frame is like, it's moving so quickly, like, and we don't even see or appreciate how much time or effort is being poured into these frames, you know? It's crazy, bro. I guess that's the form of entertainment, especially animation. Animation is so difficult, you know, and especially we kind of don't appreciate it that much, you know.
Communicate. Every design, every facial expression, every choice of color has had more intent and thoughts put into it than we can probably ever know, etching just a little part of himself with every stroke of the pencil. Whatever emotions we are able to garner from this single frame, the creator has probably felt 100-fold. Now, repeat that over hundreds and hundreds of times for every single frame in these 3 minutes. To me, this is what art is meant to be. A piece of work that you experience, that you feel just a fraction of what the artist has put into it, even if you don't fully understand it. So if one man can pour 3 years of his life into this, I think it deserves at least 3 minutes of your time.
Yeah. Definitely, that is so beautiful, bro. Like when you actually like think about the whole concept, you know, of somebody that is kind of lost, especially, you know, especially when it comes to making art or doing anything, you kind of get into a point where everything kind of makes you a bit lost. And sometimes you kind of do need to find yourself. You do need to have that sort of like social reset. You know, I'm kind of like relating towards it, you know, when I'm thinking about with my whole, you know, YouTube journey, where I don't know if you guys can see, man, like my first video was 6 years ago. You know, I was very lost. I didn't know what the fuck I wanted from my life or anything when it comes to like my reality and stuff. And now when you can kind of see, if you kind of watch all my videos, you can kind of see my journey and where I was in my whole life and what I was kind of doing with certain things. But yeah, let's continue. This is deep as fuck.
Indie animation has been absolutely popping off on YouTube recently. I mean, in just the last few months, we got the release of Knights of Guinevere. Punch Punch Forever continues to be one of the funniest series on YouTube. Glitch seemed to be picking up everything under the sun. We got a freaking Homestuck pilot that got released. Came out. But from Japan, nothing has made me a die-hard fan faster than Milky Subway.
My indie animation that I used to watch, I don't know if you guys know this show. Let me show you guys this. My indie animation that I used to just like watching was it was called The Big Les Show. This was, somebody put me on this shit and I watched everything. It's the worst animation you will ever see, but it is so funny. This is all made on Paint, on Windows Paint. Imagine, bro, all of the animation style and all of that. But like this became like a huge it became like a huge success for this person. He was even on Comedy Central. They even asked him to make his own show on Comedy Central. As you can see, 2.3 million. Like it's huge, bro. Like this was such a huge thing for me, especially like, you know, like imagine his biggest show, 10 million, 8 million, 9 million. You know, there's a scene definitely for indie shows. Like if you haven't watched one, definitely should get into one, and it will catch you by surprise.
A misfit group of intergalactic delinquents find themselves trapped on a train speeding between planets, trying to make sense of the chaos they find themselves in. This all started from a 3-minute short film that the creator turned into a series of shorts on YouTube while cementing his role as the Jesus. The guy puts the I in team. I don't have enough time to list all the things I love about it. The aesthetics, the character designs. It's a series that instantly charms you from the opening scene and never leaves you without a smile on your face. But if I had to pick one thing this short showcases an absolute masterclass of, it's dialogue. We've all been there before. You pop on an episode of anime and you see people talking. Person 1 makes a remark, stops. Person 2 replies to person 1, pause. Person 1 comments on person 2's reply, space. Person 3 makes a quirky comment, ha 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 ha. This isn't dialogue, this is turn-based talking. Now check this out.
ずっとそのこと説明してるんじゃん。
ごめん、わかった。ごめんごめん、そうだよね。
何の話してると思ってんの。
改めて確認なんだけど。
千春じゃないって勝手に切れたの。
みんな帰らないわ。
なんすかなんすか。
俺らが僕だ。キーモードやめて。
For the longest time, I was just convinced that anime couldn't do banter well, and while there have been some exceptions, Milky Subway is up there as some of the best I've seen. Characters interrupt each other, talk over one another, arguments are sporadic and all over the place. There's a certain pacing to it that feels natural yet carefully crafted to be as punchy and entertaining as possible. This is some of the best organic banter I've seen in anime, while also achieving what 90% of other anime fail to do. Be funny. And as a bonus point, be consistently funny.
で、原因作った張本人はテーザーで固められちゃったのね。はい。
Oh my gosh.
This This isn't an anime that
Milky Subway, I would give this a watch. This seems pretty interesting. Seems like a
some
show
weird
that I would
gimmicks for
actually
its
really
jokes.
like.
Characters don't recite over-the-top, quirky lines for laughs. It's about putting a group of unusual people in a room and letting the comedy naturally occur from the situations that arise. Add to this really strong characterization that makes you fall in love with these people in a really short time frame, and this is just top-tier writing. Milky Subway isn't just an indie anime, it's one of my favorite new shows to come out. Its first season is now fully out, which is essentially just one 35-minute short film cut into shorter episodes that you can watch on YouTube for the best possible price of free. And yeah, I know some of you guys are still going to find a way to pirate it.
Yeah.
Sometimes all it takes is just a few minutes
That is definitely
to
true.
absolutely destroy you emotionally.
Let's see this. What is this that's gonna destroy us?
I'm sure many of us still feel that scar of watching the opening few minutes of Up.
Up, yeah.
Shelter has left its mark on a generation of anime fans.
Never
but
watched
for me,
Shelter.
no short film has hit me.
I'm thinking of a show like what's that? Anohana. Oh my god. Anohana, Clanad. Those are my two shows that destroyed me, honestly.
Quite as hard as Furiko. If Puparia was 3 minutes of pure artistic expression, this is 3 minutes of raw, powerful storytelling. That not even watching this on 480p with a Japanese talk show reaction cam in the corner could draw me out of one of the most beautiful pieces I've laid my eyes on. Every frame, every tick of that clock showcasing the wonderful yet sometimes heart-wrenching passage of time. It lays out the human experience, leaving me with no words to say except do yourself a favor and just pause this video to just watch this masterpiece.
Not my thing. I don't know. It's not hitting that much. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Maybe if I gave it a watch, you know? I don't know.
Sometimes you find things without even looking, and this next one I found through a commercial. Flat
What the
Studio
hell?
is a small indie studio I discovered through various music videos they've done, and this commercial depicting the lives of two friends in an advertisement made to encourage students to study as hard as they can for their exams, which is the most Japanese thing I've ever heard of. But what drew me in was the unique aesthetic and vibe of their work, almost Shinkai-esque, but with character designs that truly stand
Really
out from your
good.
typical affair. And this would lead to me coming across the only sizable project they've been able to make, a 35-minute short film called Summer Ghost. Three friends with uncertain futures contact a ghost who only appears to those within the boundary of death. A boy
Wow.
who dreads his own future, a girl who almost took her own future away, and one more with no future to speak of. This was
That's
spearheaded
crazy.
by Louddraw, an illustrator best known for his character designs on VV and I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. And if you're familiar
Oh,
with
it's
the
that
latter,
guy.
this was less of an immediate emotional punch to the guts and more like a moving song you lose yourself in that slowly creeps into your heart. It's a bittersweet
No,
exploration
but the art style, guys, holy shit, it looks amazing.
of death, grabbing hold of your own future and living life to the fullest. Summer Ghost is one that hits on the heart more than it hits on the mind. It's ethereal while feeling grounded. Characters talk in this muted tone rather than how you expect a normal anime character to talk, but in a way that makes all these emotions the people go through feel that much more real. This is not one everyone will appreciate, but
Of
it
course.
hits especially hard for anyone who does. Discovering the short felt like discovering an indie band you know is going to blow up one day, and I'm excitedly awaiting for whatever project this team can cook up next.
That seems fire.
Guys, promise you won't get scared. Old anime.
Bring it
You know,
on.
when they say they don't make
I like watching old anime. I was recently watching Samurai Champloo. I've never watched it before. That shit was amazing. Then after watching Samurai Champloo, I watched Haganai. That was also pretty cool. Like some shows that I never really came across upon, you know, nobody ever told me about them, and yeah, it was pretty cool. Well, Samurai Champloo is everywhere, but I never watched Haganai, and I watched I think like 5 names out of my mind, but yeah,
them
those
like
were
they
cool.
used to. Sometimes they're kind of right. Magnetic Rose is a short film in the anthology series Memories, a series created by a director best recognized for a little-known anime film called Akira. Oh, I got your attention? Well, don't let me stop you now, because this particular short was co-written by an up-and-coming filmmaker called Satoshi Kon. Yes, that Satoshi Kon. With a vibe that feels like it could have been the best Cowboy Bebop episode to never air, and that might be partly due to the music being done by Yoko Kanno. Yes, That Yoko Kanno. Oh, you're sitting up now, huh? On a routine patrol, a group of space engineers happen upon a distress beacon coming from a deserted, derelict space station,
Oh,
and
this is
upon
nice.
investigation discover an untouched mansion from an era gone by. And
Wow.
as the team explores further, they are haunted by ghostly visions, blurring the line between reality and a nightmarish dream they're unable to wake up from.
I'm
Whoa.
just watching a bad dream I never wake up from.
As the plot unravels, you get confronted with this unnerving sense of dread, haunting imagery that will have you second guessing everything you're seeing on screen with this heavy atmosphere that hangs on you. You can feel Satoshi Kon's fingerprints all over this story. It's some classic cosmic horror, and film buffs will probably recognize a lot of the inspiration this short wears on its sleeves. But watching this reminded me of an age of films we haven't seen in a long time. Some of these inventive camera angles and shots make you wonder how much work it must have taken to achieve this 30 years ago, because the animation has
Dude.
not aged a single day. Nowadays, when the internet talks about great animation, we probably think
Demon
of scenes
Slayer.
like... But watching this, I'm just like, damn, why does someone casually talking have so much character? Great animation
Yeah.
isn't reserved for some
That is so true. Great animation is always just about the direction and atmosphere they're trying to achieve with the anime character. You know, it's rare nowadays because, you know, things come and go, you know, and especially we've seen shows which have great animation, but the audience isn't there or people don't really catch on to it very likely. But man, when it does, everything kind of like blends in, like Dandadan, for example. Dandadan is a perfect show of great animation, great story, great everything. Yeah, it does actually really help for great animation. No
flashy
cap.
fight scenes. Smoke billows out like some organic matter. Every little movement feels so alive. You get a sense of every character by just the way they move and interact with the environment. There's this hypnotizing quality to it. Everything serves that central purpose of sucking you into this world and heightening that sense of paranoia as you question what is real and what isn't. This is vintage filmmaking at its finest. Short films aren't always about presenting you a package with a fully fleshed out world and characters. Sometimes it's about giving you that slice of an idea that feeds your imagination enough to make it linger with you despite its shorter runtime.
Yeah.
And in that sense, it does not get much better than this.
That's the reality of a short film.
And that's about everything I wanted to talk about right now. A little bit of a short one today, because honestly, I just needed a break from working on this documentary, which, pending approvals, looks like it's finally gonna be out next week, so have a look out for that, guys. In the meantime, thank you very much too.
No, that is actually really cool. I like the whole him just talking about like short films. You know, I feel like short films are always it's done because number one, there's no budget, and number two, the person has an idea, and that idea just needs to just come out, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. As long as it's out, the idea's out in the world, whoever, even if it's one person that watches it, let it be just that one person which watches it and gets inspired. I feel like that's the whole main purpose of like a short film, a short movie, a song, an interlude, you know, something that, you know, has a small inspiration. You know, we over time, you know, I was thinking about that Kanye West song where it on Yeezus, where people were hating the whole rustic bass and all of that, and then it has that moment of genius, the small interludes. Like I feel like that's interludes. That's with like short films as well. Just that moment of like small ideas. You know, we're trying to make a something like an idea just to come out, and I feel like that's just art. You know, that's the one thing which I like about art. You know, art form in a sense. You know, but yeah, that's the video. You guys tell me what you guys think. Really deep video. Really cool. I like videos like this. This is why I like Gigguk. I feel like he's one of those which made me fall in love with this genre of ours anime. He makes me always think about like he makes me think the broader scale, or think with my third eye with this whole anime industry, on how these people storytelling, on how we can relate with the storytelling. You know, it's rare to find somebody that makes me feel this way about the genre, but yeah, it's really appreciated, this type of videos. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.